Hey everyone. Okay, so this is going to be short and I'm not going to go over every question, but what I want you to do is this. Watch this video first. I know it's about 8 minutes today, a little bit longer than some of the other ones, but we're introducing a new unit. So if you haven't done that, go back here. This is Tuesday, so this is the day one of a new unit. There's a special guest, my daughter. This was an explanation for the work page. This was the work page, and this is the quiz from Monday. If you haven't done it yet, go back and do that. Okay, so if all of that stuff is done, perfect. Watch this video. This is the one we're on right here. And then open up this worksheet so we can look at it together. And this worksheet is called Probability of Independent Events. So this would be if we flip 3 coins, all the different outcomes we could have. Like if we had a heads on the penny, we could also have a heads on the nickel and a heads on the dime. So heads, heads, heads. That's one outcome. We could have a heads on the penny, a heads on the nickel, and then a tails. So heads, heads, tails. Or we could have a heads and then a tails and then a heads, or a heads and then a tails and then a tail. So these are all the different outcomes we could have if we get heads on the penny when we're flipping this coin. So we're flipping all 3 coins, letting them drop, and then looking at the outcome. All right. So it says, when tossing 3 coins, what is the probability that exactly 2 of them will land on tails? So I look up here, heads, heads, heads. No, that's not 2 tails. Heads, head, tails. Nope, that's not 2. That's not 2. There we are. Heads, tails, tails. Exactly 2. So that's 1, right? And then here's another one. Tails, heads, tails. That's 2, right? And then we have tails, tails. That's 3. And tails, tails, tails. That's 3 of them. And this says exactly 2 of the coins, not 3 of the coins. So we want 2 tails. So once again, there was tails, tails. That's 1. Tails, tails, that's 2. Tails, tails, that's 3. Out of a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outcomes. So 3 out of 8. And you can figure out what that percentage is. What is the probability that exactly 2 of the 3 coins will land? What does it say? What is the probability that exactly 2 of the 3 coins will land on heads? Well, then, so we're looking for 2 heads on this one, right? Same example, but we're looking for 2 heads. Right? So 1, 2, that's 1. 1, 2, that's 2. 1, 2, that's 3. Right? And this one doesn't count because there's 3 of them there. So 3 out of 8 again. What is the probability that of the 3 coins, 1 or more will land on heads? Okay? So we're looking for at least 1 or more will land on heads. So that has at least 1. That has at least 1. That has at least 1. All of them have at least 1 except for this one. So 7 out of 8 chances that it will be at least 1 of the coins will be a head, and only 1 out of 8 where it's not. Again, this is just theoretical probability. It's not experimental probability. It could happen this way. It may not. Okay, so all you're doing, you're looking at these 3 coins that we tossed, right? Here's all the outcomes, right? So this would be heads on the penny, heads on the nickel, heads on the dime, right? Heads on the penny, heads on the nickel, tails on the dime, right? And this is the kind of the flow chart that goes through it. Okay, so you're just working through this page, and all your denominators here would be out of 8 if you're looking for all of the different outcomes possible, and then your numerators depend on the criteria from here. Okay, last one. We'll look at number 4. If 3 coins are tossed, what is the probability that 2 or more will land with the heads facing downward? So that means tails, right? If the head's facing downward, tails. You have to read carefully that 2 or more will be tails. So go back up here. I'm looking for 2 tails or more. So that isn't, that isn't, that isn't. This one has 2 tails or more, so there's 1. That isn't. This has 2 tails or more. This tails has 2 tails or more, and this does. So 4 out of the 8. So 4 out of 8, 50% chance that you'll have 2 or more tails. Okay, so work through that page. If you need help, come see me in our classroom meeting time between 11 and 12 every day. Not many kids are showing up, just a few each day. So make sure you come and see me and get some help. And there'll be a little bit more tomorrow. Have a really good rest of your day, you guys. Enjoy the sunshine. I'll talk to you soon.